G'day mate and welcome back to Factorio with me, JD. So a couple of things that happened between episodes, not a whole lot, but just a little bit. So what I've done, after taking our lovely, it turns out it's not a Kraken. Actually, it's not a Kraken, okay? It's half the length of a Kraken, according to my community map standards. So I need to rename it. I think it's just called a Big Bertha, but I need to double check. So I'm not going to rename the station just yet. But between episodes, I moved the front line out. I put down two more iron mines. This is going to be sort of our default style of trains, outpost trains from now on. So a 1-4 is a perfect ratio or a fine ratio as far as train length goes. When you add an artillery wagon on the end, you sort of need another loco because an artillery wagon weighs technically 3 times the amount of a normal wagon. So I need to re-engineer, for lack of a better word, how my trains are going to work. Now, the current trains are designed to feed just the starter base. This is a starter base. It's not a final base. We're not going super mad with this one. It's just got to get us through the early game, which we're basically done. You know, it's got to launch rockets. It does that. It's got to make solar panels. It does that. Make nuclear in case we need more power quickly. It does that too. I actually went and double checked my ratios for nuclear, and they are perfectly correct. It's not turned on because we don't actually need the power yet, but all I have to do is literally put down a single assembler to start making nuclear fuel, and away it goes. I guess I'll have to recycle used uranium fuel cells at the same time, but you know, that's a later problem. So they're running, the screenshot machine's still running. I still haven't checked to see whether I can actually use the screenshots. We've got plenty of outposts. We've basically got everything we need for this base to run forever. It produces science. It does tick through science. Not terribly fast. It doesn't need to be terribly fast. We're doing... I've just been playing on the community map where my run speed's like 10 times faster. And now I feel like I'm going really, really slowly. Do we need... Okay, so let's hang on. Let's stop for a second. Actually, I can do that between episodes. That looks like I could pull out the speed modules and just put in the productivity modules. But then again, we are using it for science. So, who knows? It does produce everything we need, including modules. Modules are a really big one. As you can see, I got 3.2 speed modules. I've only got 400 productivity modules. So it's definitely time to request some more of those. And then, oh, we've already got a heap in our inventory. And top up this build as well. So, yoink. I want this build to start running a little bit faster to sort of catch up on the productivity modules point. Labs run. All the sciences run. Purple's not technically our bottleneck. We just had a little bit of a steel shortage at one stage. So I've blueprinted down another steel build, which is not hooked up, it turns out. So let's go over there and fix that up real quick. Power's not an issue. Resources are not an issue. Yeah, This is what I can consider, like, if I'm going to go to a Megabase and I'm not going to rip up the starter base, this is the starter base pretty much done. Now, honestly, I want to do two things. I want to split that there, split that there. I want to bring that in there. I want to have input priority, nope, from the other left. And then bring that one up to there. And targeting like that. Output priority, right. So I want to make sure that sends the steel down first to run our artillery wagon. Our artillery wagon, like, it's not filling terribly fast, I have to admit. It has 10,000 shells out of... Well, actually, about 10,000 shells. So maybe it is filling fast enough. But that'll fix our steel line. Our steel's fully compressed, our iron's compressed, our copper's compressed. Our bots are fixing the walls as fast as they possibly can. The biters are more of a menace than anything else. We can almost literally ignore them. So yeah, the base is going pretty much as good as it's going to get at this stage. I don't really have to look at anything. In saying that, excuse me, I had to cough. In saying that, there are a few more things I want to do. Not a whole lot, but just some minor things to basically save UPS before I walk away from this base entirely. Also, at the same time, set up recycling, because at the end of the day, I'm going to end up setting up trash trains, and the trash trains are going to come to this base. So if I get excess crap anywhere, it can come to this base and just be sorted. So we need to look at a furnace setup that uses productivity modules. And then again, I'm sort of loath to do that because I do have a whole bunch of crap here that I'm still trying to get rid of. Oh, that was the other thing. I cut these two coal lines because I just didn't have room to get it through all of this. So now we're bringing coal through the power plant, which doesn't run. And then it's coming up and it's joining these. But these are all prioritized to get rid of this coal first. Speaking of this coal first... You know what? Copy. You're a mixed. Do you sort? No, you don't. Does that lane sort? Yes. So you can face that way. I'm suffering a lot from fat fingers today, so you'll have to excuse the random crap that comes up on the screen because fat finger syndrome. Thanks, autosave. No, autosave screenshot machine. It's one or the other. It's always one or the other. That one's done as well. I haven't really done much about stone. We are just stockpiling it at the moment. I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do about stone. Yeah, you know what? We can put one there as well. We can move that power coal. In there. And hopefully you can filter out all the stuff. I'm looking over to my right hand side looking for the mix of ores, and of course it's not there. If I make you go that way, you don't filter. That's all stone. Okay. Yeah, stone, I don't know what to do. Putting it into a buffer box is working. But then at the end of the day, I still need to get rid of this buffer of stone that potentially I have no use for. Well, I'll have a use eventually. Eventually we'll use it. Eventually, but I sort of want it gone now. I just realised I could put in another one there. And coal's now backed up. Okay, so this is the problem. We've now got too much coal and the iron's not moving. Deconstruct. So you're a mixed belt. If we do an input priority right, we do an input priority left, So that means this lane keeps running because it is a mixed belt. Maybe I can put those speed modules back. In theory I can. No, hang on. I need this guy to run as well because it's also a mixed belt. Which means I need you to actually input priority your other left. And then I need you to do left as well. So this mixed belt is going to prioritize this way. This mixed belt's going to prioritize that way. But it also fits in here in side load. So maybe that's enough. No, let's do that side. See, this belt moves, okay? This belt moves, that belt doesn't really move. That was a dedicated iron line, which we don't have anymore. Which technically means, hang on, they're all... No, they're all coal. So, is this my only mixed belt left? That's coal, that's coal. That's... Hang on, you're now dedicated coal. You can flip around. You're still mixed. So I need this to be the priority at all times to get rid of the mixed ores. You also have mixed ore. You're dedicated, you're mixed. So I actually want you to go input priority right to preference this one, because this will get mixed ores on it. And I want that one and that one to go before this one goes. So if I talk about whole new levels of spaghetti. Oh, yep, I just contaminated the line. Okay. So you now feed through into there, that's fine. You prioritize off this lane and then you prioritize off this lane as well. You're prioritizing off this mixed lane and then taking everything else from there. That now goes nowhere, so let's just simplify things just ever so slightly. You can go away, you can go away, you can go away, you go away, go away, go away, into a box, just into a box. You can go away, you can go away, that can go away as well, that can go away. Train didn't kill me, that's always a bonus. That can go away, that can... Yeah, inventory is full, I bet. Yep. Go away. I've still got too much train tracks on and weapons on me from going and laying down new train tracks. Okay. Where are we up to? This one's definitely going. This one is moving. Unfortunately, this guy's not getting any goes because you guys are all filling up the lane first. This is the thing. I'm doing everything in my power to make sure that this coal, this whole starter patch just goes. I'm sick of seeing it. You're all straight coal as well. So I put speed modules in everything, and then I pull them all back out, basically. Okay, so you're going to go... You're mixed, you're fine. Although... How much is in there? 8K and 2.4K. 2.4K. Much better answer. 2.4K should fit in a box. Which is just these two tiles. Which is just over 2.4K. But that's okay. It means when I come back here and look at this next, the box should be full and the mine should have just about nothing under it. Okay, so you're now prioritizing these two, which means these guys should kick out the last of their iron. This belt is going to do... It's only going to run when the two iron lines have finished kicking out any iron that they might have. You now have no iron left, so you can stop. We'll do that as well, just on the off chance it helps. So, alright. You're done. You're done. Planner. It's quicker to pick things up with bots than it is by hand. Everything else is running furiously. What's that got left? 2.7K. It looks like nothing, but then it's you look at it, it's like 2.7K. Oh. Okay, that means actually that whole lane has gone. See, we are improving things slowly. This has got stone. That now has no iron. Although we are running this crap through a buffer box, so... No, I'm not gonna start adding speed modules at this side and do the exact same I did to the coal. But the coal's running. It's now not running at full speed. So I'm gonna add a few speed modules, just a few. Careful, Jetty. Not too many, just a little bit. Okay, let's put one of those. Thanks. That's the screenshot. Takes too long. That's the screenshot. Okay. So I'll do that. I should speed this line up. Alright, anyway. Enough fluffing around already. So, yeah. We're bringing coal down here. Coal is the first priority. It is then getting spat out and runs over into smelting. And also is the very first priority item to go... I'm not going to walk all the way down there. To go down here, it becomes priority again. And priority even over this coal mine. Down to both make our plastic and make our explosives. Don't forget we've got one belt. We've got basically one belt of coal in for 2 belts of... plastic out with a little bit left over coal-wise to make the explosives. Whatever's left over is coming from this coal mine, second priority. That coal belt goes all the way over here to run these furnaces, which make our green circuits, which are completely backed up, by the way. Which means... And that's just feeding blue circuits, yeah. So the bottleneck has once again come back to be red circuits, which technically I think I've got a spare belt of plastic. Per second. We're using 4 plastic. Which probably means if I brought it down to some sort of weird connect into this red circuit line, I could probably extend this build further down and get more red circuits out. Now, are red circuits a shortage? No. Could they go faster? Oh, actually, they are. They are for this module build. Okay. So let's do a few things. So we're going to have a couple more episodes of like general housekeeping. Finishing getting things running as fast as possible. Starting with output priority right there. Actually, even better. Let's do a priority right. We're going to go from there to there. Our input priority is from the right as well. So I'm going to continue using this belt and just supplement it from the other belt. So this guy can go away. Okay. So yeah, a few more tweaks, a few more little things, just to get this base running at like peak efficiency. So put all those modules to good use. I'm 50-50 on whether we're going to upgrade the smelters. It was something I was looking at doing this episode, but we don't need it. I am going to have to do an episode of recycling, because that's going to be really, really important. Because at some stage, there's probably going to be a chance that one of the builds are going to get broken. I'm going to have to dump 10,000 copper wire here. So when I dump 10,000 copper wire here, I don't want it to just sit in storage. I want it to actually go in and get used in something. Where's that red circuit build? There. So that belt should now be fully compressed, which means the last of this build should run. Which means that plastic belt, which even if we say has 30 on it, you guys use 11. So I could do 3 more builds. And you guys also are doing 44 green circuits. You're producing, what's that, 120, which is, if one lot's used here, there's still 80 left on the belts. Which means, yeah, a lot of these assemblers are probably not running. They're not. So I have probably about 2 assemblers worth. So I've got about 30. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to upgrade red circuits. Which means, not really spaghetti, but it's going to be far from the what we're trying to pass off as neat to start with. Which probably actually means that copper belt's going to have to change and become blue belt. So let's just, whilst we're here, this is something else I'm doing. I'm just generally just going through and upgrading the bus bit by bit. There's no great urgency, but it's something I'm finding myself doing. Just because we have the resources, and I don't want to spend 30 minutes looking at a bottleneck to just find out that there's a bit of red belt where there shouldn't be a bit of red belt that could have been blue. Okay, bring this belt further down. Jump over that. Oh crap. I should have built it. Good one, JD. I should have brought 2 belts down, because one's got to be green circuits as well. Alright, we'll put that in place. I'm still going to have to smash them together at some stage to get our 2 belts worth. But let's start off with blueprint. Actually, that one's could be a little bit weird. Oh, they're done in 2s. Oh, boy. So I don't remember what I did. Like, why is that there? To stop the copper passing through. Okay, I guess that's legitimate. And then on this side, I'm bringing copper down this side. How much copper exactly am I using? That build uses 22. Okay. let's just paste this first, and we'll go through and work it out together. Okay, so that's definitely where that goes. So this build has used 22 copper already. If I tack this on the end, then we'll be up to... If I tack this on the end, we're up to 44 copper. So it means this copper belt, which I just upgraded to blue, will be empty. That's fine. But I want to build 3 of these, which means the next one has to bring in copper from this belt that we truncated up here. How much are you outputting currently? Before we add this, we're outputting 30. So I think with this build, we'd be up to a full blue belt's worth of red circuits. 46. Okay, so that settles that question. All right, so I don't have to really worry about that. I'm just going to build these last 2, and when they're done, that's it. We're out of... We've maxed out our belt of red circuits, which probably means now that I've done that, I could just merge green circuits and plastic right here. Whew. Okay. So I want that put in right about here somewhere. Inventory full. Just get rid of the train track. Turn my robots back on. Now paste it. Okay. Move forward. Actually, no, I don't need to go through a split up because we just want one single belt like that. Neat things up a little bit. Okay, so that's our new belt, which means all of that I just blueprinted down, screenshot machine, can go away. That can go away. We're going to have to eat this whole belt. Yeah, I am staying in the bot network. Okay, so then we're going to bring this belt in here, and that should just pass straight through. The copper's already done and already on the belt from the looks of it. Hey, there's the green circuits. Okay, so before we do anything else, let's physically dump these in machines. Done. Actually, let's just go underground. Let's do an underground in there. Let's do you into there. Except I think that's going to be too much on one side of the belt. So all this goes up, 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 and then gets dumped out on 2 sides of the belt. So let's one side of the belt. So let's max rate calculator. That is 30. That is too much on one side of the belt. So somewhere along here. Oh, that's wrong. Oh, that's even worse. That goes in there. Okay. I need one of these. With the same filter condition, like so. Except... I want it half on both sides of the belt. Okay, so what we're going to do is going to demand that we get a bit more room. We're going to cut that and move it back a few tiles. So we're going to have to underground our way out of in here. Nope. We're going to have to underground our way out from in here from a little bit deeper in. So I have room to do that squiggle. we're going to come up beside the build. See, when I see a blank belt, I'm really curious as to what it is. Okay. So I want you to go straight in on your side of the belt. No arguments. Then I want this to go through... Nope. Nope. More tiles, more tiles. Okay. I want this to do a lane balancer because I'm... Oh, it's a radars. Because I'm at the point where I need a lane balancer. Because I don't want to work out exactly ratios. Just balancing it should do. But where I need to input priority from the right. So I need this full lane to come through first. Now the problem is, as it now comes up here, it's still side loading. So again, I need to do this. Except... So hang on. Right hand side... This is also on the right-hand side. I need this to become the left-hand side. So, now this is on the left-hand side. So these two are the left-hand side of... No, hang on. Let's confirm that. I've definitely got that right. Yeah, this build is the left-hand side of that belt. This build is the right-hand side of that belt all the way up there. This bit down here, these last two, are both sides of the belt. Both sides of the belt's perfectly fine because there's a little bit on both sides of the belt that these individual builds don't fill. Because this does 15. 15 and 15 is 30. Which now means that this... should be topped all the way up to 45, being a full blue belt. Express, 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 still express, not express. So I need to upgrade planar U. Have a screenshot machine go off. Come on. Where am I up to? There's my module build back there. So you need to be upgraded because I actually have no idea how much I'm using. But then we're going to upgrade that as well. So potentially, if the first lot backs up, the whole 45 throughput can get through to this point. Because the way this base is designed is modules are the most important. That's why they're sooner on the bus. So modules are the most important. Whatever resources are left over, and that's really what it's about. Whatever resources are left over can then go towards science. What does that belt do? That belt does bots. So technically it could be prioritized. Not that we're in a situation where we're going to use 45 blue circuits. Really? 45 blue circuits per second on a module build. This is blue circuits. A percentage of red circuits are getting used in here. But really that's fine. There's not a lot I can do about it. You're almost backed up. Which means either there's something wrong in the build or I'm just not using it at full speed. It looks like I'm just not using it at full speed. Correct. So the right hand side of the belt's going not full speed. Which is just a fault of we're just not using it fast enough. So in that case, I'm probably best off because I've got more red circuits than what I'm using. But then down here, I don't actually have red circuits because I've gone and split a split. Because this can technically use 16. So pulling the red circuits for this one off that one is will no longer cut it. I need to replace that with its own dedicated pull off the main bus. So that's exactly what we're going to do. Somehow. You. Just give me some space. I want one of these contraptions. Sure. Right about, I don't know. You're going to come down and you're going to merge. So if I put that there, and then I put that there with a priority right. And nope, I can go up one tile. Excellent. Yeah, that should work. Put all the belts back. Bring those two together. Replace that. Everything's still on the correct size of the belt. Yes. So it should be boom, 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 done. Okay. And then you should be able to run at potentially full speed. Although we're going to upgrade a plan of those. We want all the blue belt we can get our hands on. We've got some naughty. See, that's what I mean. We've got some not blue belt here. And like I said, although I shouldn't need the speed, it's just easier just know that hey, okay, everything is blue speed. So your output priority is to fill this lane first. After this lane's full, anything excess can go over here to these speed modules because we already have 2.4K here, which technically means this one's done. It's not actually using anything. It will use a little bit till everything's completely backed up. These belts are backed up. So yeah, it's still technically using a little bit, but not a lot. And most of it's now going into this one with the excess going over to these screen circuits. So we got some stuff done. All right. Next episode, I think we're going to do some heavy recycling and just make sure everything that I can think of that could possibly end up back in this base is actually recycled. And that's going to be basics like gears and all sorts of things. Gears, wire, plastic. At the same time, now that we've got all the resources in the world, I want to copy that. Actually, we'll do this next episode. All right. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for coming on this weird tweaking journey with me, because that's where really the point we're at. We're sort of tweaking this base before we set out with a outpost train that still really needs to get built properly, and then we start our first rocket build, because each of them are going to be separate, each group of rocket silos, because that's what I probably decided, I think. I'm sort of making this up on the fly. So each group of rocket silos will be a dedicated bunch that launches X per minute. And then once we've got that one working, we're just going to duplicate it, because blueprints and copy-paste function. Anyway, that's enough rambling from me. Thank you guys for watching. As always, do hope you're enjoying this series, and I'll see you guys in the next episode.